Hello, and welcome to the Legal Environment of Business. I'm your Professor John Harvey, and this week you are working on chapters 8 and 9 in the text. This is where we start jumping into contracts. This is good stuff. So contracts are super important. It's one of the foundations of our government, of our structure, of our society. The idea that if you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. If you say you're going to buy something, you got to buy it. If you're going to say you're going to sell something, you got to sell it. And I don't think you guys realize how many contracts you go through in a day or in a month. And so I think my discussion boards kind of center around that. But contracts have some very clear requirements. There's offer acceptance and all these kind of items, and the textbook will go through all that stuff. What I want you to focus on is you're going to see through this process about all the different ways that contracts get made. And unfortunately, I feel like this is one of those tough subjects because especially when you talk about how to get out of a contract, there's all this stuff that the textbook talks about. And then in reality, like how that actually works, it's not like, oh, the realtor didn't say this one thing, therefore I don't have to pay my mortgage, or something like that. It's like, it doesn't quite work that way, so take it with a grain of salt, like how you deal with your landlord or how you buy some big item or something like that. While that's technically there, the practical application and how it works out in cases and stuff, little different. So good to know, kind of be aware of, and this is exactly one of the things where I'd say in an overview class, this is good to know and you get familiar with it, but if you actually run into a situation, get yourself a lawyer, and they're going to walk you through the process of how to actually deal with this stuff. So it's just good to know kind of at what point do I need to call in for help, Okay. So, all right, with that, that's kind of your quick introduction to contracts. In the discussion boards, I was kind of horrified. You guys are creepy with all the crimes that you were talking about. Some people went to very dark places. Others were kind of lighthearted, but kind of surprising. I always cringe because I never know how far we're going to go with this discussion board. So this came up in let's say I was watching like a Facebook video or something, and I had to clarify this for somebody because they were like not quite following it. And this is one that, I mean, the textbook talks about it, but it's always worth kind of just reiterating this thing. The difference between assault and battery. So when you can think of assault as somebody like intimidating, right? So if somebody stands by you, or they lean over, or they're kind of making threatening gestures or any of that kind of stuff, that's assault. Okay. As soon as they touch a finger to you, that's battery, right? So we say, yeah, it's assault and battery and all that, and or they're assaulting me or whatever, and it looks kind of strange, but it is technically true. So assault is no physical harm. It's just the intent or the pushing and the not a push, but like just that pressure that you can feel. That's assault. As soon as there's any physical contact, that's when battery is brought in. So good to kind of know that difference. It's just one of those little nuances that when you know that and you can use it properly, you stand out from people that just go, oh, man, I was assaulted. Well, you were intimidated, but if you were physically touched, you were battered. That's different. All right, guys. Like I said, that discussion board gets kind of dark, when we start talking about all these crimes. All right, but lightheartedly, guys, you guys are doing well in the class. You guys are rolling through all this stuff, doing a great job. I am trying to kind of keep it very clear on the requirements that everything is due the week that it comes available, so you have 1 week to get your stuff done. I allow those extenuating circumstances for big items, like people getting car accidents, they have surgery, they you know, those kind of things. I'll allow the material to go for a second week, but for everybody else, and you know, sorry I missed it or whatever, sorry, you got 1 week to get the material done. So hopefully that clarifies anything on the schedule, and why things kind of disappear, and why they're not available. So pay attention to the syllabus, and you know, that's the way I'm rolling with it, guys. So with that, have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.